Are we all ready? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Company motto. Yeah.
cherish the
Yeah.
Cherish the
cherish
spirit,
the
Cherish the
create the
spirit,
spirit,
the
vision,
create the
vision,
follow
vision,
the
follow
faith,
the
follow
faith,
the
serve in
faith,
serve
humility.
in
serve in
Aja,
humility.
humility.
aja,
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 aja.
aja,
aja.
aja.
Thank you very much for your very enthusiastic participation in the company motto recital. As we always do in every meeting and event, we recite the company motto in order to really remind ourselves our true value and culture of doing this business, which is to cherish the soul, always be humble and serve others, and also manage our thoughts and our mindset so that we really go towards accomplishing our vision. Right? So, as I said before, today we're going to go into how to manage Atomy business. And as you can see, this presentation was provided by Crown Master Lee Sing-hee, who is one of the best presenters in Atomy, right? So, when it comes to Atomy business, then these two things are the most important questions that we need to ask, which is why and how. When we are very clear on these two questions, then growing in this business will be very easy. So first, in terms of why, then we need to think about why should anyone do this business, right? Why is Atomy business attractive and maybe even necessary? And why can anyone succeed in Atomy and why are we here doing Atomy business? What is your personal reason and motivation for doing Atomy business? So the first question, why should anyone do Atomy business? As you know, with the increasing economic instability after COVID, there's a lot of businesses that are failing, right? And also because of AI replacing a lot of the jobs, that is why increasingly many careers and businesses are actually being threatened by the changing trends of the current world. So that is why more and more people are looking for opportunities that are promising, that are also stable for the future that is coming. And when we are thinking of what kind of thing do we actually need to find, it is a business, a system, or source of income that is connected to platforms. Right? And that is where Atomy comes into play because Atomy is a personal platform business, right? So Atomy is also a platform through which you earn an income through gathering memberships. And also because this is a system with memberships, that is why it can actually be turned into a source of passive income so that you can even achieve not only financial freedom, but freedom of time, right? So that is why Atomy Business is something that we actually must choose. And for why can anyone succeed in Atomy business, we can find the answer to that in the marketing plan, right? When we look at the marketing plan, because of unlimited levels and there's free registration, no auto ship, that is why anyone can easily start this business and we can share to anybody that we know. And because there's unlimited downline level, we can keep going down in unlimited downline until we find those people who will join with us in the business, right? And lastly, and the most importantly, we have to be very clear about why we are here. Why did we choose Atomy Business? And here is where we also should think of super dream, no problem, right? When we have a big dream, when we have a big goal, then we're gonna be very motivated, we're gonna stay passionate, and we're gonna be very set on achieving success in this business. If we're here just to earn $1,000, $2,000 every month, then there are other jobs that are easier than Atomy Business that we can choose. But if we are here to earn 100,000 per month, and not only that, achieve financial freedom, time freedom, and have many friends, and also achieve all of those things that we dreamed about, then we know that we will never give up in this business. Right. So after we're very clear on the why, then the next part is, so that is the mindset part, right? After we have prepared our mindset, then what do we need to do? We need to know what to actually do, right? And when you ask any leader, any successful leader in Atomy, and then ask them, what do I need to do in order to grow? Then they're going to tell you the exact same answer, no matter who you ask and in which country you ask them. And the answer is you have to follow the 8 steps of success in the correct order and practice 8 core daily habits every single day. So we're going to go into these 8 steps of success. So here are the 8 steps, right? First, we have to set our goals. Not only that, find our dream and then set goals, right? And then make commitment, write a name list, invite those people who we write in the name list, and then we show them the plan. And what kind of plan do we show? We show them the business plan, right? We have to talk about business. And then we follow up with those people, and then we get counseling from our upline sponsors. And then lastly, we duplicate ourselves, right? We're the first ones who follow the 8 steps of success. And then when we find business partners who will join with us, then we also explain all of this to them, and then we get them to follow the 8 steps of success because they also want to become successful, right? So that is what duplication is, and which is also the essential key to this business, right? So now we're going to go into each of these in more detail. Now, first, dream and setting goals, right? This is very important because we that is the driving force that will let us continue this business, right? And then when we're thinking of our dream, it's not just a simple wish, right? And it's not just some dream like, oh, the car that you want to buy right now, right? It has to be a super dream. It has to be a dream that is so big that you think is almost impossible to achieve. But when you think about that coming true, you're gonna nothing can stop you from keep going in this business, right? And so what kind of life do we need to envision in our dream? That is to have that balanced life, right? It is not just a life of financial success, right? But it is the to have a life of success that is balanced. And that is how we actually define true success in this world. And so to have a balanced life that you need to live well, right? You need to have material abundance, but also live a life of loving. You need to have your family, you need to have your friends and be able to love them, give them the love, right? Because even if no matter how rich you are, if you have no family and no friends, you're going to be very lonely, which is why people say that money cannot buy everything, right? And then not only that, we also need to keep learning, lifelong learning. I think that's a very common phrase. And the reason is because learning it nourishes our soul, right? And that is why we can, as long as we keep learning in this life, then we're gonna feel fulfilled as well. And then lastly, we also want to contribute to society, help people in need, because that is also very important. And when we can do that, when we are not living well just by ourselves, but when we are able to help and contribute to other people so that we can all live together, that is the true life of love, right? So that is the balanced life. And if you are more interested to find out, this is actually a must do. So in order to truly envision that balanced life for ourselves, we need to listen to the balanced life scenario presentation by our CEO, Chairman Park Han-gil. He is the really truly gives them truly enlightening. He gives a truly enlightening presentation about the what balanced life really is, right? And then after that, we also need to write all of this down in our life scenario. Now, this is very important because without writing it down, then everything is useless, right? If we are simply just dreaming in our head, then it is the same as the actual dream that we dream while we sleep, right? After we wake up, we forget the dream, right? We don't want to forget that dream after we wake up. We want to keep holding on to this as our driving force. So in order to do that, you need to write it all down in your life scenario. And the life scenario booklet that is actually provided by Atomy Company, it has all the things that you need to fill out that will also teach you how to actually envision your life properly and in detail. And also, after we have found our dream, right? After we envision that life for us, then we need to set goals, right? And setting goals is pretty simple. It's not something that we need to do like a step-by-step plan. Rather, it is putting a deadline to our dream. So you envision that life that you want to live when you're successful, when you're earning 100,000 US dollars per month, then this is the life that you want to live. And you can imagine and envision everything vividly, right? After that, what you need to do is set a deadline by when you're going to make that life happen, right? When are you going to make that come true? right? And when you give yourself that deadline, then that is not just a dream, but it becomes a goal. Now, so goals, why do we need to set goals, right? First of all, it is to keep our thoughts from going back to the past. When we don't have a goal, then we don't have a clear direction. And when we don't have a direction, then it's very easy for us to fall back into our old mindset, right? The mindset that we had when we are living in laziness, when we are living without hope, without clear vision, right? When you can look back to when you were living without a clear vision and you're just living day by day, you go to work, you work until evening, and then all you can think about is, what am I gonna eat next? Right? I'm hungry. What am I gonna eat? I just want to sleep, right? And then you just go on Netflix, YouTube, just watch videos until you force yourself to fall asleep late at night, right? And then the next day you wake up tired again, right? And it's just a repeat, right? Like you're a hamster that is on the wheel, right? So uh, we don't want to go back to that. We want to thrive and strive towards our vision and goals, right? And that is why we need to have our goals to keep ourselves from going back to the past. Now, second reason is for us to get a sense of accomplishment so that we can set even bigger goals, right? When we set small goals and then we actually make it, right? No, we're gonna feel very proud of ourselves and we're gonna feel good, right? That feeling of victory is gonna be the energy that lets you keep going, right? And then it has a synergy effect. So that is why you want to use that energy and then give yourself that courage, develop that courage to set even bigger goals, and then feed off of that energy to actually accomplish those bigger goals. And that way you can keep growing, right? Why people struggle to set goals, right? That people are afraid that they will not make it and they'll be disappointed, right? Everyone, all of us are fearful. We are fearful by nature, right? And that is actually for our safety mechanism, right? But even though we are designed to be negative, we have to consciously reject that. Consciously, we have to keep rewiring our brain to reject the negative thoughts, reject our fear, rebuke it, and then we have to keep thinking, keep making conscious effort to think positively. Keep telling ourselves, keep giving us affirmations that we can do it and it is possible. As long as we keep trying, we can do it, right? So, how do we need to actually set our goals? We need to be concrete and have quantifiable goals, right? You want to be able to record it and visualize it, right? It has to be very specific goals that are concrete so that you can actually see it, you can measure it, you can quantify it, so that you will know whether or not you have met your goal. If your goal is to just be rich, then how will you know whether you have actually accomplished that or not? But if you say that my goal is to earn $100,000 per month, then when that happens, when you are earning 100,000 per month, then you'll know that you have accomplished your goal. Now, when we set goals, we need to set short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. So 100,000 per month as Imperial Master. That is our long-term goal, right? That is our end goal in Atomy Business. But before that, we also want to know by when we're not only Imperial Master, but by when we're gonna be Star Master, Royal Master, right? That can be a medium term. And then by when you're gonna be Sales Master, Diamond, and Sharon Rose Master, that can be a short-term goal, right? So when we set those short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals, then that can become your step-by-step plan on what to do in order to grow in this business. Now, after we are very clear on our dream and goal, then we are ready, right? And then you have to make commitment. You have to be ready to make a commitment. So, what do we actually commit ourselves to? First of all, we commit to leading our own life. We don't let other people decide for us anymore. We don't let other people influence our thinking, right? When we have decided that we want to do this business, then we stick to that. And then we also face the consequences of that decision. Right. Second, we have to commit to living a positive life. Right. As I said before, we are designed to be negative. But negativity, as you can see in the slide, is the poison that will kill you, not only your business, but kill you as a whole being. Right. So that is why we have to consciously reject it and keep consciously making efforts to be positive, right? Whenever we have doubts about this business, change that and try to be positive. Whenever you feel down and afraid about making progress in this business, rebuke it and go back to being positive, right? And then when we are positive, that positive energy will spread and you will attract other people who are also positive, right? And then when that happens, then you can really have good teamwork and keep growing in this business. Now, thirdly, we also have to pay the price. Now, as you know, in Atomy business, there is no financial investment whatsoever that you need to make in order to start this business, right? There's free registration, no auto ship, no referral commission. But what is the price that we need to pay? That price is time, our energy and our time. So because there's no money that we need to invest into this business, we need to invest our time and energy. Now, when we are living our day-to-day life, there are many activities and things that we put our time and energy into, right? We have our jobs, maybe some daily tasks, also house chores. If you have kids, maybe you also spend time looking after your kids, right? And then maybe other responsibilities, maybe taking care of parents, right? And the thing is, there's also other things that actually takes up a lot of our energy, a lot of our time, but is very unproductive, right? There are some bad habits also, right? Or hobbies that may not be bad, but maybe not so productive when it comes to helping you grow in this business, right? So whatever it is, if it's something that doesn't help you grow in this business, then you must rethink and reconsider whether you're going to continue that, right? So I know that Crown Master Kim Bum-soo, right, our sponsor and our amazing leader, Crown Master Kim Bum-soo, he said that when he was starting Atomy Business, he really loved playing golf, right? And the thing is, when you go out to play golf just one time, every time it takes almost an entire day to play golf, right? It takes up a lot of time. And it's a nice hobby, it's a great hobby. But when he was thinking about, is this going to help me grow in Atomy business? The answer for him was no. So that is why at the time he took a break from it. He put a pause on that hobby. And he said that he's not quitting it forever, but he said that he will pause on that until he grows and becomes successful in Atomy business that he can actually afford to play golf. Until then, it's actually better for him to hold himself back from playing golf, right? And so now that he is very successful, he's traveling around the world as the speaker for many seminars, but at the same time, when he's visiting these countries, he also goes to play golf on the free days, right? So now he's really enjoying himself and really enjoying his hobby. But at the time when he needed to commit his energy and time into this business, he paid that price. So we also need to be prepared to do the same. Now, after we have found our dream and made commitments, then our mindset is ready, right? Our mind is ready. Now, then what are we ready for? We are ready to take action. So the first action that we need to take is to make a name list. When we're making a name list, this name list is all the people that you want to share Atomy to, right? All the people that you're gonna invite, right? And so the first rule is we have to write down all living people or people who can use toothpaste and toothbrush, right? And that's literally all living people, right? Except for infants, maybe. So the reason why we need to include everyone that we know in the list is because we can never prejudge whether or not someone is going to be interested in the products or business, right? If you listen to all those speeches by successful leaders in Atomy, all of them say more than 90% of them say that they never thought about starting this business. They were not looking for a business opportunity like Atomy. All they did was try Atomy products and then they fell in love with the products and that made them look more into the business and that's how they got started. So that is why we can never prejudge who's going to start business or not. So that's why we have to share to everybody that we know. Now, this is a two-line binary system, right? That means that we have our left leg and our right leg. So we also need to know who are we going to put in the left and who are we going to put in the right. And when it comes to people who are from the same group, for example, the same circle of friends that you have, or your church friends, or your high school friends, right? When you have those different groups of people, if people are from the same group, then they should stay in the same line, right? If for three people, if you want to share to three people who are all your high school friends and they all know each other, then it is much better and more efficient to put them in the same line. Because if you put only one of them on the left leg and then two of them on the right leg, then they may be under you, so you're connected to all of them, but actually for the three of them, they're not connected to each other, right? And from that moment, they might even become competitors. So that is why it's better to keep them in the same leg, and then and when that happens, then they're gonna have a really great synergy effect, right? And after that, we have the most important part of this name list is after we write the name list, maybe whether that is 50 people, 100 people, 250 people, right? After we write them down, we have to make sure that we are continuously adding to the list, right? Continuous addition. Because every day we also meet new people, right? And then we have to keep adding them to the name list and then make them ours, right? Because the moment that we run out of names in our name list, then we cannot grow in this business anymore, right? That is why we have to always make sure we have names in the name list. Now, after we make the name list, then of course we gotta invite those people, right? When we invite those people, then first make sure that you call them to make an appointment only. Please do not explain everything on the phone because the moment they hear anything about MLM, that then the first impression is going to be that they're gonna be scared, right? Because they don't know that Atomy is not just an MLM, but it's actually an innovative, cutting edge platform business, global platform business, right? But they don't know that. So if you start explaining all of this over the phone, then they're just gonna think, oh, this guy's trying to sell something to me. And then they're gonna hang up and then never call again, right? That is why we have to make sure that in the phone call, just invite them only. Make an appointment. Just say, hey, do you want to meet? Let's grab a coffee. Do you want to meet on Tuesday or Thursday? Right? Make them choose. And then after you make the appointment, meet with them. And then that's when you can talk about sharing Atomy. Now, people are going to say no. Not everyone is going to say yes. But when people reject you, just remember that this rejection is vision, right? Because when they reject us, that is because they don't know that this is a world cutting edge global platform business that can change our future, right? They reject it because they don't know, right? Just from our consumption, we can make an income, but they don't know that. And that's why they're rejecting. So the fact that there's rejection means that we are the ones who have received and understood this information first. So that means that we are quick with information. And that is vision because that means that we have the advantage, right? And then we can keep working and then keep sharing to other people and then keep giving them the information they do not yet know. So that is why when you get rejected, enjoy it because that means that you're doing something right. Now, when we invite people, there are several things that we can invite them to. First, we invite people to Atomy products, right? Because 90% of successful leaders in Atomy business, they started Atomy business because of the products. That is why we have to make sure people try the products first, and then they can develop more trust into Atomy company and brand. Now, after people have tried products, we can also invite people to sponsors. When we invite people to sponsors, it's not only because that our sponsors are more experienced or they are better speakers. Maybe some of our sponsors are not even great speakers, but we still ask our sponsors to meet with our customers. And the reason is because of this human psychology called Euler's Law. It means that when we receive information from people that are close to us, we are biased and we tend to not believe everything that they say, and we don't receive that information objectively because we are biased, right? If your sister who is lazy and if your brother who is lazy and doesn't have a goal and always just wastes money, wastes time, if you have a brother like that and that brother comes to you and says, hey, I have this great business opportunity. Are you going to listen to that brother? Probably not, right? You're going to think, you're lazy, you waste money and time all the time. How can I trust you, right? But if a stranger comes to you, then by default, we tend to be more polite, right? And we tend to pay more attention. And then we don't know everything about them, so we tend to listen to what they say, but listen to it more objectively. So that is why we use this ABC strategy. So the A is advisor, our sponsor. B is the bridge, which is us, right? The people who invite the new customers. Now, C is the client, the people we want to share Atomy to. So it is actually our sponsor that is sharing the information to our client because they will listen more carefully if our sponsor is the one speaking. Now, when this is happening, our role as the bridge is to be the bridge, right? Be the connection, which means when we are there, we don't check our phone, we don't go to the toilet, we sit down and listen respectfully and maybe even take notes. And then your client is going to think, oh, this must be really important information, and they're going to pay extra attention, right? So when you use this, then you can really make sure and create an environment that is the best for your client to receive this information objectively. And that is what we want, right? Now, thirdly, we invite people to seminar. The reason is because seminar is where you can see the proof of this business. When people hear all this information about Atomy, and then they can do some research, but a lot of the times, it's not easy to just believe by listening to you, listening to us, right? When we say that, hey, you can earn $100,000 per month. When they hear this, they're gonna think, okay, but I'm not actually really sure if this is true. But when they come to the seminar, that's where the successful leaders go on stage and then they share about their experience, right? The imperial masters, the royal and crown masters, they go on stage and then they talk about how they actually became successful, right? So they're the living proof that this business actually works. So that is why when people go there, then they can see the people who are in the Royal Leaders Club, Crown Leaders Club, and then they can think, oh, wow, this business actually works and people actually can become rich and successful from this business. And that is why we bring them to the seminar. And as all of us know, seminar is also the place where we recharge our fuel, right? And that is why we also make sure that we go to seminar ourselves and then we invite people all the time. Now, when we're inviting, our attitude matters, right? I think in Atomy, you hear this all the time that attitude is everything, right? From Imperial Master Lee Dog-u. And the attitude does not just have to be do with our mindset. There's also our appearance, right? Our external attitude, which is the way we hold ourselves, the way we dress ourselves. And the reason why this is important is because of the law of Merabian, which is also another law of human psychology. When people meet with us, for the first impression, the content of what we say only influences their 70%, 7% of their first impression. Now, 38% is in the voice, which is our level of confidence. And then 55%, right? Visual image, what you see, how you look, what you are wearing, right? That affects 55% of how this information reaches the other person. So that is why the way we speak, right? We don't want to use vulgar words. No, we want to sound professional and respectful. And we also want to wear clothes that make us look respectable and professional as well, right? And when we do, then people are more likely to listen more carefully to what we have to say. Now, for our mind attitude, our inner attitude, then that has to be, we have to be respectful, we have to be polite, professional minded, and confident. Confidence really has to do with everything, right? When we are confident, then people will be attracted to our confident energy and they will not be able to say no anymore. That I've seen that happen a lot, right? When you are so confident that you are exuding this energy of success, then people will just listen and they'll say, "Oh, okay, okay," and then they just follow along, right? So we want to have that confidence, that internal attitude. Now, when we meet with our people, then first, don't beat around the bush. Right away, you reveal your identity. And our identity is that we are Atomy members. We are Atomy leaders, right? So tell them from the beginning, hey, I started Atomy business. Because people say, hey, what's new with you? What's the news? You just say upfront, hey, I started Atomy business, right? Because if you keep beating around the bush and you talk about other things, then people also start feeling that weird suspicion, and then they're gonna start thinking, why did this guy ask to meet me? They want to sell something or they want to do something, right? And they become more and more nervous. So from the beginning, you should actually just say it. Now, when we are meeting with people, we also should ask questions. And when we ask questions, we ask about family, occupation, recreation, money, right? We always ask positively because we don't want to be the one to be critical. But when we ask positive questions, people are most likely going to say no, right? Because we tend to complain a lot. And then that is where you can actually find and identify the needs of these people. And the thing is, these four category, these are very common and normal life categories, right? But in all of these problems, in all of these categories, we can actually find solution from Atomy Business. Atomy Business can give solution for so many aspects of our life. And that is why we listen to their story and then we identify their needs. And that is going to help us share Atomy to them more effectively. Now, after we have invited people successfully, then we have to show them the plan, which is the business plan, right? The marketing plan. And the reason why we have to do this is because without showing the business plan, we're not going to find business partners. If you keep sharing products to other people, then you'll have a lot of consumers, and that's great also. But you're only going to have consumers and consumers only. So if you want to find business partners to join with you in the business, you have to talk about the money. So when we do, we can do that by inviting people to the business seminar where the leaders will do the talking for us. We can also get support from our sponsor. And lastly, we have to learn how to do this ourselves, right? Even if we can invite people to seminar and also meet with our sponsor, what if the seminar is in the next 2 weeks and we have to wait 2 weeks, and then our sponsor is busy, and then you are meeting your client maybe this afternoon, then what are you gonna do? You have to meet with them and do the talking yourself, right? And so if you want to do this well, then all you need to do is do it a lot, right? Practice makes perfect. Now, show the plan STP has the same structure for every version. We have 2 hour version for STP, 1 hour version, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, even 30 seconds, right? But they all talk about the same thing, which is we first we introduce ourselves, how we met Atomy, how we got to know it, and our current or former job to talk about the problem from that job, which led to us choosing Atomy business, right? And then we talk about the change of age, right? The economic instability, development of AI, and also the rising housing costs to talk about why we need to choose Atomy business. And then we introduce about the company, and then we talk about the products that we like the most, and then we explain the main features of the marketing plan. And then lastly, we share our dream and vision. The reason why we do this is because, first of all, if we are doing this business, that means we already have our super dream, right? We're not just here trying to just, buy a nice thing for ourselves. No, we are here to live a successful life, right? And then when we share that dream and vision to other people, then they're going to be shocked because when they first hear about Atomy, they're probably going to be like, oh, this is just an MLM business. Oh, maybe you need to sell a lot of products. It's like sales. But then when they hear that you're here not only trying to earn money for yourself, but you're here to help people, help children, help build schools, help build churches, then people are gonna get shocked and they're gonna think, whoa, Manchu thinks that he can do this, do all of this from Atomy Business? Why and how? Right? And they're gonna be curious and then they're gonna be interested. And then they're gonna try to find out more about this as well. So that is why we also need to share our dream and vision. Now, when we're talking about the marketing plan, then we only need to focus on the features. There's no use talking about 300,000, 300,000 will lead to pairing of 15 points and whatever. No, that's not the important part, right? When we are sharing about the marketing plan, we should talk about these main features, which is that there's no registration fee and no auto-ship. It's easy to start business, unlimited levels and accumulation, which means you can actually um, succeed without your own abilities and connections. It's a global one market, so it's a global business. You can expand to many countries, and there's balanced distribution of commission because there is maximum income, and beginners get more percentage of commission. So the system is designed in a way that is more favorable to beginners so that we can grow fast as beginners. So when we are able to explain all of this, then people are going to listen and they're going to know that, oh, this is not just a regular MLM business. This is actually different. And maybe I will be able to succeed here too, right? And then people will find and consider their opportunities in here. Now, after we have showed them the plan, then we have to follow up with them, right? And when we follow up with people, then we're gonna be able to keep relationships and keep connections and also keep contact with them, right? Now, the most important thing about follow-up is the law of 48 hours because that's the expiration time of emotion and memory. After 48 hours, people tend to forget. So before they forget, you have to ask them, how was it, right? If they tried products, you have to ask them, have you tried the products and how was it, right? If they listen to the presentations, then you have to also ask them, what do you think, right? There are people who are going to say, oh, I'm not interested, and that's fine, right? But there will be people who will say only when you ask them, they will say, I think the business is good. I think I can also do it. I'm thinking of some people that I want to share this to. If that's their response, then you have to meet them again and make sure that they actually understand the system and then they can also invite people, right? So only through follow-up, you'll be able to know who are the people that you need to focus on and who are the people that maybe will just stay as consumers. Now, even with consumers, now if you're good at following up with them, they can even consumers can become your business partner, right? Because first you will ask them, have you used it or not after they buy the products? Is it good or not, right? And then they'll become auto consumer if you keep following up with them. Follow up with them again, and then they're gonna introduce new people to you. And after they receive allowance from that, then with the support of your sponsor or inviting them to seminar, they can also see the vision in Atomy Business. And when they do, they might actually start Atomy Business. So that is why, even with just following up consistently with people, just normal consumers can be transformed into business partners, and that is all dependent on how good we are at following up. So make sure that you follow up. I think for me, this is one of the most challenging part to be consistent with follow up. But I also know that following up is just so necessary and so powerful. Now, after we follow up with people, we also need to get consultation from our sponsor, right? So, because when we follow up with people, that's also where you're going to receive rejection, right? Sponsors are the ones who can help you turn that rejection into a yes, right? Turn that no into a yes. Your sponsors are the ones who can tell you. And also, the reason why we consult with our sponsors because it serves as a GPS. When we have a destination, in order to get there, we need to use GPS, right? So it is the same with Atomy Business. You want to become Imperial Master. You want to how to get there. You want to know how to get there. You need to consult with your sponsor. Now, with whom do we actually consult? Not just any sponsor, right? Not a sponsor that maybe started Atomy Business maybe 1 month before you. No, you have to consult with sponsors who are much more experienced and the rule of thumb is consult with sponsors who are in your upline, who are earning a lot of money from Atomy already. That means that they're doing something right. And that means that they know what they are doing. So ask them, how did you get there? Right? What do I need to do? Right? Ask the sponsors that are earning money. Now, the content has to be about business, not life counseling, right? We don't want to talk about our daily life, personal life. We want to focus on business because that's what we're here to do. Now, the reason why people don't consult with their sponsors is sometimes they don't know the benefits. They don't know why they need to do it, or they think that they're already doing well and they feel arrogant, or they think that they're doing too badly and they feel too ashamed to approach their sponsor. But when you feel like you are stuck and you're not doing well in the business, that is when you need to consult your sponsor the most because your sponsor is the one who will give you advice on what you need to change and what you need to do properly in order to get out of that slump. So make sure that you always consult with your sponsor. Now, if when you're a partner consulting with your sponsor, make sure that you have always have these things ready, your genealogical map, your 8 core checklist, live scenario book, and lower sales. And when you show your sponsor this, then you will be able to explain your situation well, right? Sometimes we say that, oh, I work so hard, but I cannot get any members. I work so hard, but my group is not growing. And then when you just say with your words that I'm working so hard, your sponsor will think, okay, you're saying that you're working hard, but how? Right? What have you been doing? We have to be able to show what we have been doing, right? And because of that, that is why we have to keep our 8 core checklist and also keep our lower sales. Then we can show them what we are actually doing and how is our situation actually. And then they can give us proper advice. Now, make sure you consult with sponsors who are plugged into the system. Never consult with sibling lines. And also focus on business consultation. And of course, if you are receiving consultation, then we got to listen carefully, right? And not only just listen and then that's it. After we listen, we should follow that advice, right? If our sponsor advises that we need to do something, then we don't just listen and then not do it. We have to, after we listen, then we also have to take action. So that is something that's very important for all of us. Now, there are common problems in Atomy that are most commonly consulted to sponsors. Now, people who are struggling with registering new members, the reason is because of the size of their vision is small, right? If you have a small vision for this business, you think that this business is just for earning $1,000, $2,000 per month, then you're gonna, or you think that this is just a business where you have to sell products, then how are you going to explain anything to other people, right? And then when people hear you explain this, saying that, oh, this is just, you just need to sell products, people are not going to want to join, right? And that is why the size of the vision affects whether you can gain new members or not. If you really are clear about how Atomy is truly the cutting edge business that can save us all for in the future, right? It's an AI platform business, global platform business. Then people are gonna hear it and then they're gonna want to join, right? If you're not getting sales, that means that you're not using enough products. If you use so many products, then you're not gonna be able to help but keep talking about the products that you are using, and then people will buy, right? So make sure that you are using your products with love. And then people who are not getting partners is because we're not following up with them. We're not inviting enough people. And people who are not growing, people whose group is not growing, that is because maybe we are not plugged into the system, or maybe our mindset is needs to grow more. Maybe we are not ready to grow new leaders under in our downline. When we keep growing and when we are prepared to find new partners and help them grow into leaders, then those leaders will also appear, right? So sometimes those are the things that maybe we need to do or we are not doing, and then we can change ourselves, change our habits in order to solve our problems. Now, lastly, this is duplication, right? This is the key essence, the core of network business, right? Because after we become a leader and then we find our business partners, we need to make sure that our business partners also become leaders, right? And when they become leaders, they have their own teams. Then, and then from those teams, there will be new leaders, and those leaders grow new teams, and then keep finding and growing new leaders. then the system, the whole structure will keep being duplicated, right? Multiplied. And that is how we actually grow and then make this into a source of passive income, right? Without you having to do everything, without you having to lead them all the time, they will become self-leaders, right? And grow by themselves. And because of that, this can be passive income. So that is why we need to duplicate the system. In order to duplicate the system, we have to do it first, right? We have to lead by example, follow the 8 steps of success ourselves first, and then we can tell our partners, you also need to follow the 8 steps of success. And then when you find partners, tell them to follow the 8 steps of success. So when everyone is following the 8 steps of success, that is how we can actually make sure that all of us are doing the same thing. All of us are duplicating the system. So in order to do that, we have to be the good tree, right? We have to be the masterpiece, the good tree, so that we can bear good fruits. Now, in Atomy business and in network business, we have to duplicate successful people who have wonderful dream and action. The people that are our role models, we have to find them and copy them, right? And then we find people who will also start copying us. And then when we find people who actually do copy us, who duplicate us, that is when we will see ourselves already becoming successful, right? So with people who duplicate, we are going to succeed. So first we have to duplicate first, and then we find people who duplicate us. So that is all for my presentation today. I hope that that was helpful, interesting for everybody. And yeah, so we have around 10 minutes left until we finish the meeting. So if there's anything that you would like to share for today, you're more than welcome to share. So if there is any question that you want to ask, we have two Royal Masters who are joining right now. This is a really great opportunity to ask them, right? This is when you can get that consultation from your sponsor, right? And if you want to just simply share your speech, your experience, and your goals, this is also a great platform for doing that as well. Is there anyone who would like to share? Maybe I can see Mr. Ali. I think this is the first time that I see you here. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. So I'm from Bangladesh, and I'm here doing translating our Atomy vision, Atomy marketing plan, and Atomy business also.
Mm.
So I want sharing here today. One of my grandma, she has skin infection. We can say like cancer. Last 6 months before, I had given her hemohim, like 30 sachet, small pack. So she has taken a day 3 pieces, 3 times after meal, and every day I call her and I want to get several information how she feel. So after 5 days, she called me on herself. She's feeling more better than before 5 days. So that's make me really so shocked. Hemoin working so fast on 62 years old women. So she has also her neighbors like her elder sisters and elder brothers. She has explained already about our hemohim. So there's also people's now feel they feel they want also use more hemohim, more people finding hemohim, and several times I have explained them how to make hemohim and which part is good for health for the hemohim. So anyway, nice to meet you there, all of you. Uh, I pray on my soul, we all are gonna be one day Imperial Master.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ali. And thank you so much for sharing your story about the products. So, as we all know, that it's always the products that do the work, right? So people
Yes.
usually it's always the products that go to the pe reach the people first and open people's hearts. And then after that, that is also how we can also find partners that will join with us in the business too. So, yes, so I think that it's great that you have great testimonies about Hemohim product. Of course, that's our best product from Atomy, right? I also pray that you will also become Imperial Master together with all of us. So thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
so much.
sharing today, Mr. Ali. So
Yes.
you're are you translating for Global Zoom meeting on Wednesdays?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I'll see you on Wednesday. I'm translating
Yes.
for English.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good, good. See
Okay.
you Wednesday. See you
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Thank you, Mr. Ali.
Fighting, sir, fighting.
Yes, fighting. Is there anyone else who would like to share before we finish today? I see that Miss Manut, you have your camera on. Is it because you want to say something? I know that we have talked last week, right? And then last week you shared with us about how you also feel like there needs to be a new breakthrough for growth in this business, right? And then really feel like we need to find a way to grow the group and organization. And then of course in order to do that we have to meet with people and follow up with people and then keep sharing to people in order to find and grow new leaders too. And also this is one of the most challenging parts of this business, right? Because that's the part that needs to take the most time. So yeah, so how
I
has it been for the past week?
I know where we should start it, but
Mm,
the problem like I listen to what you're sharing. Like when you meet
mm,
people, mostly we should talk about the business only, not
mm,
too much personal. But when I meet people, at least I need to meet them for 3 hour or 4 hour, and
mm,
I cannot say like no, you should not share with me. No, I cannot say that. I, and I cannot like maybe I'm kind of the people like too much emotion. This is my weak point that I also don't like. Like when they share to me about their issues, I cannot keep for like ignore it. So I try to give them the advice. Oh, you should do this. Like this morning, I also find some solution for my team. She had some issues, so I need to have her also. Like this one also make me feel like I'm scared to meet people. Not I don't want to have them, but when I meet them, I give them the energy, but I take back their energy. So after that, my energy will low. I feel like I'm so tired. I don't want to talk. So it's also affect with me. So now I just keep for selling by online. Also, I also work full time. I also don't have much time, and I decide to go back to school. I, I want to learn something new. So I don't know what I choose is correct or not for atomic business. I understand atomic business is good, also can make me success. Also, if we try working hard, we also can be imperial master. But I don't know how long that I spend. Like maybe you can go like 5 year or 6 year, but I think I need at least 10 years because I know I'm a little bit slow than other people, and build a team. I cannot push them. I cannot rush like to push people to be my team and or to push people to do business. Go to seminar. I cannot push them. I just let them cheer, like follow what they want. So like this, my team will not grow. I have a lot of people downline of me, and I know most of them. Also, they use Atomy. They love Atomy. Also, they want commission from Atomy. Some they also got a commission. Also, they said they will study more from me, but all of them they have their own business, their own work, and they have a lot of money from their work. So yes, they want commission from Atomy, but it's so little. So they just want it, but they don't interest for the business. Also, I cannot say like, oh, you do, you can get like 10,000 per month or something like that. It's too much. Not I not trust Atomy. I trust because I trust. That's why I stay in Atomy. But I cannot make people trust it because it take a long time. We need to get a small money to bigger money. But some people cannot wait. They rush. They want a lot of money. So I don't know. For my style, it's like that. So
Mhm.
maybe uh, it's not good for you because you are my sponsor.
All right, so let's ask our sponsor. I would like to ask Royal Master Park Eun-ha if he is able to give some consultation. 박은하 총장님 혹시 제가 통역하면 그 상담 조금 해주실 수 있으실까요?
네,
네, 이 파트너분이 지금 이제 팀장님이시고요. 그리고 이제 밑에 하위로 회원들도 꽤 있고, 이제 말하기를 이제, 시간을 잘 쓰고 싶은데 이제 사람들을 만나면 이제 또 인생 얘기하고 막 이렇게 에너지를 너무 많이 쓰다 보니까 본인도 사실 지치고 그런 어려움도 있고요. 그것보다 사실 막 그 사람들이 이제 수당 받은 사람들도 있고, 수당을 원하는 사람들도 꽤 있는데, 그분들을 그 이상으로 끌어올리는 데에서 좀 어려움을 겪는 것 같습니다. 그래서 이제 그 조직이 그 이상으로 성장을 하려면 어떻게 하는 게 좋을지, 네, 그게 상담 드리고 싶은 부분입니다.
아, 그렇군요. 저도 그랬어요. 항상 우리 이더구 임페리얼께서 얘기하는, 꿈의 크기를 키워라. 슈퍼드림. 예, 꿈이 크면, 이런 지루한 반복을 이겨낼 수가 있어요. 저 역시, 지금 사장님처럼, 똑같았어요. 이게 진짜 지루하다. 파트너들 나왔다 들어가고, 또 내 생각대로 따라오지 않고, 어, 그 믿음은 바라는 것의 실상이고, 또 보이는 것의 증거니라 이렇게 얘기했잖아요. 내가 애터미에서 성공을 확신한다면, 예, 그런 문제들은 내가 이겨낼 수 있어요. 근데 내 꿈이 작으면 그런 것들이 다 문제가 되거든요. 저도 그랬어요. 처음에 한 200만 벌었으면 좋겠다. 50만 원, 100만 원 벌었으면 좋겠다. 이러고 나오신 분들 있잖아요. 그러면 그 지루한 그 반복. 우리는 써봐, 알아봐, 요 두 마디 하는 거잖아요. 음. 그래서 결국은 내가 이 사업을 지금 왜 하고 있지? 내 꿈이 뭐지? 다시 돌아가야 돼요. 왜냐하면 Y가 정확해야 돼요. 어, 우리가 애터미에서 성공할 수 있는 이유가 이동우 임페르께서 가입비, 진입비, 월간 유지가 없잖아요. 그게 될 수가 있는 게 메스티지란 말이에요. 정말 품질 좋은 것을 합리적인 가격에 전 세계 사람들이 지금 가난한 나라든 부자 나라든 어차피 써야 되는 생필품을 바꿔 쓰면 그것이 수당이 되잖아요. 예, 그래서 요게 결국은 내가 참고 품고 기다리고 함께 한다. 파트너들의 성공을 생각하는 사람이 리더죠. 내 성공만 생각하면 이 사업이 어려울 거예요. 내가 미쳐야 돼요. 불광불급이라고 그러잖아요. 왜 미쳐야 되는가? 나를 위해서? 아닙니다. 파트너를 위해서 미쳐야죠. 결국은 파트너를 사랑하면 미칠 수 있죠. 어, 그래서 정말 여러분들이 애터미가 왜 성공하는지 좋은 제품을 싸게 팔고 또 자발적인 재구매가 일어나니까 결국은 제품에 반한 소비자가 사업자가 되고 가입비 월간 유지가 없으니까 무한 단계로 내려가다 보면 나보다 나은 사람이 반드시 나오잖아요. 월간 유지가 없기 때문에 이 지루한 반복을 우리가 이겨낼 수가 있는 거예요. 만약에 월간 유지가 있으면요, 성공할 사람들이 없어요. 왜냐하면 월간 유지가 있으면 나도 월간 유지가 어렵지만 파트너들도 어렵거든요. 결국 다 포기하게 되고 월간 유지가 있다는 것은 결국 성공을 못 한다는 거예요. 애터미는 월간 유지가 없기 때문에 결국 우리가 멤버십 사람에 따라서 어떤 사람은 3년, 어떤 사람은 5년 일의 양에 따라서 내가 얼마나 성공의 8단계 순서대로 A4를 했는가? 아, 그 일의 양이죠. 일의 양. 그냥 무작정 하는 게 아니라 제대로 성공의 8단계 순서대로 내가 A과를 정말 얼마나 여기에 시간 투자를 했는가? 그래서 만약에 내가 이 일이 지금 어렵고 힘들고 이런 생각이 들면 다시 성공의 8단계 1단계, 2단계로 가셔야 돼요. 멈추시고 지금 생각을 멈추시고 다시 1단계로 가서 꿈 설정, 목표 설정부터 다시 해야 돼요. 내가 이 사업을 왜 하려고 그랬지? 아, 내 사랑하는 가족을 위해서 하려고 그랬지. 내 부모한테 효도하려고 했지. 내 자녀들, 내가 정말 해주고 싶은 거 원하는 거 다 해주려고 내가 이 사업을 시작했지. 아유, 나 정말 직업이 마음에 안 들었는데 애터미로 시스템 소속을 만들어서 머니리치, 타임리치, 프렌드리치를 이루기 위해서 이 사업을 시작했지. 내가 힘들어도 참아야지. 파트너들이 언젠가는 생각이 바뀔 거야. 그리고 나보다 더 나은 사람이 나올 거야. 왜? 마케팅을 믿으니까. 애터미는 무한단계잖아요. 어, 믿음, 확신에 따라서 여러분들은 결국 성공을 하느냐, 못 하느냐예요. 어, 그래서 계속 시스템 안에 있어야 돼요. 성공자들은 제품 애용을 전 제품을 애용하죠. 그러면 자신감이 생기죠. 제품을 안 쓰는 사람들 보면 안타깝죠. 또 미팅에 참석하다 보면 확신이 더 들죠. 어, 모든 성공자들은 전부 제품에 반해서 사업을 했어요. 그리고 가입비 월간 유지가 없기 때문에 내가 멤버십을 만들 때까지 기다려 준단 말이에요. 애터미는. 결국 애터미는 시스템을 잘 활용하는 사람. 지금 이것도 시스템이죠. 이 시간에 영어 사업 설명을 통해서 여러분들이 시스템을 잘 활용해서 파트너를 적극적으로 이 세미나에 안내를 해야 돼요. 이 온라인 세미나 얼마나 좋습니까? 우리 김만추 팀장님께서 정말 재심압력으로 재능 기부를 하시는 거잖아요. 그러면 내가 할 수 없는데 이렇게 형제 라인에서 같이 함께 스폰서가 또 형제 라인 사장님께서 이렇게 해주시면 이런 내가 온라인 시스템 오프라인 시스템을 적극적으로 활용해서 파트너를 안내하고 나올 때까지, 할 때까지, 성공할 때까지 하는 그런 자세. 그것이 바로 애티튜드 아니겠습니까? 결국 그것을 봤을 때 파트너들이 복제가 된다는 거죠. 그래서 네트워크는 내가 제대로 미치지 않으면 파트너가 미치지 않기 때문에 성공의 확신에 비춰라. 꿈을 크게 가져라. 슈퍼드림, 노 프로브렘. 그래서 파트너들을 여러분들이 그 사람이 나올 때까지 정말 여러분보다 더 나은 사람이 반드시 나오거든요. 네, 그래서 여러분들이 절대 실망하지 말고 힘들어도 어려워도 이 꿈에 미쳐야 돼요. 그래서 내가 월 1억 임페리얼 마스터가 된다. 이 확신을 계속 부르짖고 외쳐야 돼요. 그래야 파트너들도 같이 복제가 됩니다. 모두 복제를 잘 시켜서 훌륭한 리더가 되시고 리더는 비전을 제시하는 사람을 리더라고 합니다. 매일매일 할 수 있다, 할 수 있다. 파트너 나만 따라와. 계속 자신감을 불어넣고 그러면 여러분 안에서 에너지가 나올 겁니다. 그래서 열정, 결국 열정을 가지셔야 돼요. 열정이 없으면 어떻게 하면 돼요? 열정 있는 척이라도 하세요. 그러다 보면 열정이 생깁니다. 모두 에너지가 뿜뿜 하셔서 훌륭한 리더가 되셔서 꼭 성공하시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다, 총장님. Thank you so much, Royal Master Park Eun-ha, for amazing advice and consultation. Now, let me please allow me to translate everything to English. Now, in terms of Ms. Manut's consultation, Royal Master Park Eun-ha said it was the same for him. Actually, this is the saying from Imperial Master Lee Duk-woo. We have to grow the size of our dream. When your dream is big, then you can overcome the boredom of repetition. So he also felt the same, right? He also felt like this is so boring, right? People don't follow me as much as I want. Some partners come, but some also go, right? Some partners also give up, right? And they don't listen to me. And when we are sure about Atomy business, then we can overcome all of this. But when our dream is small, then there are people who think that oh, I wish I can just earn $2,000 per month, $5,000 per month. Then all we d- then and in this business all we do is just say two things, right, over and over. Try the products, learn about business, right? Try, learn, right? Only two things. So then it's gonna become boring, right? And to overcome that boredom, then we have to grow the size of our dream. So we have to go back to the beginning. Our why has to be clear, why we started Atomy Business. Because in this business, the registration fee is free because our products are mass teach. Whether we are in a rich country or poor country, all of us change our products, our brands from for daily products, and then we can earn commission from it. So we need to be patient. And when we think for our partners, when we wish for our partner's success, then we can succeed, right? We have to go crazy. The reason is not for ourselves. We go crazy, we become crazy about Atomy for the sake of our partners. Because if we love our partners, then we can stay crazy about Atomy. So why do we succeed? Because of good products that also have good price. People who love the products will become business members. And because there's no monthly maintenance or auto ship, we can actually overcome this boring repetition. Because if there's monthly auto ship, then all of us will give up because we have to keep paying money every month, right? In Atomy, there's no auto ship, and we can, until we gather enough memberships to grow income, Atomy system and company will wait for us, right? For some people, that will be 3 years. For some people, that will be 5 years. It all depends on how much work we put into it, right? And the 8 steps of success and 8 core check daily habits, it's about how much time you invest into doing those things. So if you feel like you're stuck, then you have to stop thinking and then go back to step number one, right? Why did I want to start Atomy Business? To provide for my family, for my kids, because I want a better job, to become money rich, time rich, friends rich, right? My partners will change, and also our partners will change their mind one day, and we will find better people, people who are better than us one day, and that all depends on how much you believe, right? So we have to keep staying in the system. When we use products, we become confident. And when we go to meetings, we become more confident about system and about success. And because there's no auto ship, depending on how much we can use the system for our advantage, we can become successful and grow fast. So this Zoom meeting here is also system, right? So we need to use it and invite people here, right? If someone does this for us, right, like how I am doing the Zoom meeting and giving presentation, then we have to take advantage of that and then keep inviting people and guide our partners until they join and until they also succeed. And that is what we call attitude. And then our partners will duplicate us. So we have to be crazy to make our partners crazy. So super dream, no problem. And until you find that partner, you need to stay crazy. Think about the 100,000 per month and Imperial Master. Keep shouting it and then your partners will do the same. And leaders are people who give vision. Leaders are people who provide vision for others. So we have to say every day, we can do it. Follow me. And then you will find energy from within you, from inside you, you will find that energy as well. So find that passion. And when you don't have passion right now, that's okay. At least pretend that you have passion, and that passion will come to you. So I hope everyone will be grow into a leader that gives vision to everyone. So thank you very much. That is the speech from Royal Master Park Eun-ha. That was the Yeah, wow, I feel so touched. So I hope that was helpful for you too, Miss Manut. So I think that's a really great learning point. Leaders are people who give vision, right? The reason why we go crazy is not for us, but it's actually for our partners. So Miss Manut, I will be even more crazy from now on. I promise. Okay. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, sponsor.
Thank you so much, Royal Master Park and Ha. Miss Kyung, would you also like to share something before we finish? Hello, Mr. Royal Master Kim Byung-jun. Hello.
Hi, good morning. Um, I am Birmingham, Alabama, Diamond Master Kim Kyung-mi. I'm Kyung-mi Kim. Um, I so agree to the what you just this translate to the what my news speak about it. I had experience just like hers, actually worse. But the I pointed the arrow to myself that I blame myself more because I did it. I'm a tailor. I pay attention to the tailor work more lately, especially the prom season coming up. So I focus to my business is more than the Atomy. And these Atomy consumer, if you don't take care of them, if you're not being with them, slowly you may not know. Depends how many you have in a downline of your left and right. Um, if you don't take care of them, more you have, more you didn't pay attention to it, they're gonna leave. They're gonna forget about it. And if they don't use it like you did, um, they're not gonna pay attention to it. So I would suggest to everybody, I think this is I already knew last year this is a full-time job. It's not just a part-time job. Yeah, more than full-time job. But the more you pay attention to it, I think get better. I Originally I decided celebrated my center open yesterday. I was plan on to every Sunday I send it to the invitation to each line. Every each line I send it to the 30 people 2 weeks ago about the invitation of the Sunday center celebration invitation to it. Guess how many I have yesterday? I have out of the five people and three people they left just because they're not interesting and they worry about their time and about the business. But guess what? I had two people, but just one people left. During the meeting time, he was in the meeting yesterday, last night, in the he started liking, and then he said, "Oh, how could I do the business? How could I do this? How could I do this?" So I let them have my laptop to the added all his information to uh do it, how to do it all these that he can practice himself to make a duplicate to the other that he knows. So he practices and he listening, and I'm trying to translate with my English knowledge to him about the zooming, and say, "Oh, let me listen to English first. Oh, you know what? Just a moment. Let me turn it off the power, making my son the breakfast."
All right, I'm going to translate real quick. 그 김경미 팀장님이 이번에
I'm sorry.
I'm just translating real quick.
Okay.
Is that okay, Miss Kyung? Yeah. 그 김경희
Yes, sorry.
팀장님께서 최근에 이제 그 이번 일요일 날 그 센터 오픈식을 하셨는데 30명을 초대하셨더니 5명이 오시고 그 중에 3명이 떠나셨다고 하셨나요? 그래서 이제
예, 중간에서
네. 그리고 이제 그분 중에 이제 한 분은 이제 남아서 더 배우고 싶어 하셔서 이제 팀장님께서 또 설명해 주시고 그러셨다고 합니다. 그래서 이제 만우 팀장님처럼 이제 같은 경험, 그 어려움을 겪으셨었고, 그래서 네, 그 이게 정말 많은 시간과 노력을 투자해야 된다고 이렇게 말씀하십니다. 네.
Should I continue?
Yes, yes, please.
Uh, um, in the but that's okay. Like the was CEO say about Atomy. Once you have a big dream, when before when I didn't know much of it, my dream was just slightly, oh, I want to be like that, and I want to be like that, and I start drew, and I start drew, and I it didn't come into my heart so strongly, so I drew bigger and put it on the right front of my mirror. I mean, I have a TV in front of the bed, but I put it on the top of the TV and put it on it, and I put it under my dream over it. And every time I walk up, I look at it. Can I make that? Can I make that? It's too late. I'm over 60. Should I make it? Let's forget it. And I was every morning I keep thinking that way. But one day, no, it's not too late. I saw someone who's 80 and 70, and if I keep using this product, I think I can do it. And lately, I have a lot of people, especially the other day in Seattle, Washington, there's one of the sponsor passed away, middle of the doing this business. We all sad because he was one of the leader in Seattle, Washington. So we were so sad about it, and it was that kind of news make us think over. Middle of these things happening, when God calls you, you don't have a choice. You had to go. But we was think that way. Hey, but no, I have a children. I have a family to take care of them and pass over. At least I can leave something before I leave. So I started doing it, and it's all about myself. I wish I started this, I would say about late 30, when I was think I was a prettier, but now the goal and things and my secret, I think, take care of myself, make myself prettier. And when I put the 24 karat mask, next day, guess what? I put the makeup on and all the foundations. It looks like my natural skin and cover up all my wrinkle, all my flickle. And people were shouting me, "What did you do last night? What did you do yesterday, overnight?" All my coworkers keep asking me. So I start realize, oh, that's how. And they purchased a 24 carats of mask since they watching me. So this is a secret. So I keep focus to myself instead of the big dream I put on there. 36, 24, 38. I gotta make that shape. And I know, dream on to myself, yes. And and of course I have to have at least the 5 hours sleep. Before I had my 3 hours. Sometimes I skipped hours. But 30, if you don't sleep for 3 days or 4 days, guess what? You lean on the wall, you automatically sleep. That's how I've been. The tailor job it's required a lot of time. So every time I have a custom made, I don't sleep like 3 days and 4 days. Then I pass out. Do they make him those plans making me lose weight? No, they make you lose your skin of face, look like old lady, but body getting bigger. So you have to move on onto your body, at least the stretches. At my age, I think everybody needed it. But so everyone, make yourself a prettier, a skinnier, and a healthier. That's the point. You keep using and make yourself a prettier and show the people. You don't have to say the words. They recognize you and what it is. Well, I use this one and this one. Guess what? They immediately buy it because they see you the change. Yes. I knew it before, but if I don't do myself, duplicate not going to be happening. That's the way I'm thinking. So try it. And I would love to ask you to try it, take care of yourself. Look change. Have to be changed. If you don't change, you're not gonna have your line's not gonna be grow. People not gonna be use it. Am I right or wrong? And Manu and Manju, you both look like. like a sister and a brother, especially when you smile, prettier and handsome. Yeah, look at them. Do they are related to together? No, yes. All right, that's my speech like that. And please, people, are waiting and Ed Glover. Ada, ada, ada.
Thank you so much, Miss Kyung. And I think the key takeaway from Miss Kyung is we have to take care of ourselves, right? When we feel down, we also have to take care of ourselves. And how? Use Atomy products, right? Become beautiful, skinny, healthier, and then people will come to us too. That is so true. Yes. So I hope that yeah, that's a great takeaway. I think it's already quite late today, so let's finish here for today. So thank you so much, Mr. Ali, Miss Manut, and Miss Kyung, and see you all next week. And yes, aja aja fighting. All right, let's quickly do the company motto recital, and then we can finish for today. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Company
Are you ready?
motto. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Cherish the
Cherish the
spirit,
Cherish the
spirit.
create the
spirit,
Create the
vision,
Create the
vision.
follow the
vision,
Follow
faith,
the
Follow
follow the
faith.
the
faith,
faith.
Serve in
serve in
serve in
humility.
humility.
Aja,
humility.
Follow
aja,
the
Aja.
vision.
aja.
Aja.
Follow the faith. Serve in humility. This is our company motto.
Thank you so much, everyone. Good night and see you next week. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Bro Master
감사합니다.
Pagana.
Salute
방청객
수고하셨습니다.
everyone and
감사합니다.
salute all of you.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone.
I hope you enemy business goes well. Aja,
Yes.
aja, aja.
아자, 아자.